Welcome to the Perth Turf Talk Punters Show, sponsored by the Chance's Golden Ale. Thanks very much for the free beers too, guys. Hello Jason, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, and welcome aboard, Matt, to the Perth Turf Talk preview, filling in for Nathan this week, who was behind the camera.
It's lovely to be here too.
He's had a couple of drinks, so I thought we'd put Matt in front of the camera as well, given he's had a couple of drinks. You might get a different view on some of the races.
I don't think we're going to agree today.
Well, that's what we're here for.
I've had a sneaky look at your form guide, and we're in a bit of strife, I think, for tomorrow.
That's alright. It's good to have a bit of friendly banter regards the races and how we arrive at each selection.
Excellent. Shall we start?
We should start, yes.
Race 1 is a 2,000 metre event. It's down to 5 starters, which is not very good to start the day at 11:35. I don't think we'll hold too much money on this race. Having said that, I think Kasabian's almost a good thing here. Its run in the Cal Cup was massive. First try over a distance. I know you think it's a one batter now, but nothing is going to challenge it in front here.
It will go down in front, no doubt about it. But can it be out sprinted with a small field? Possibly
by Peak's Pride. Dash Incredible, I believe that it was a good run last start with the 60. Even though it looked like it was labouring, I think the weight is what caused it to labour.
Bit of money for it last start, there was too, punters.
And watch the market here, because this could improve out of sight. The rest I couldn't have, sorry.
Well, I'll be agreeing one thing, that's the racing 3. Often with Jules I don't like. I like the top 3, I have Kasabian longer. Peak's Pride, this horse, I've worked it out. I finally worked it out. It can't be ridden close. Ride this horse back, ride this horse cold, it's very smart. There's form lines through it and Bad Emblem through Kasabian.
Well, it's going to be in the first 5, so it can't win then.
Oh, possibly, be ridden too close. I think it'll outsprint Kasabian, I think it'll win. And that's Incredible alongside Kasabian. So we differ there. Kasabian I thought might start favourite. I'm surprised Peak's Pride's open favourite on centre bet.
This is very short now. Peak's Pride even money. Kasabian's out to 340 in some places. That is a good bet as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I can't be with you there. The horse has had a big setback. It's been going from distance. It's had a hard run in the Cal Cup. It's going to get its own way in front here. It's not the easiest horse to ride. I haven't ridden it before. I think if it was favourite, it's a risk. It's not favourite now. Peak's Pride's too short, I agree. Dash Incredible can beat them both on this day.
Yes.
So maybe we just hope no one has a bet and we avoid all. And
we cannot have a big argument after the first.
Well, I'd like to have an argument. It would be nice. But, so no real leads punters in the first there. Between Kasabian and Peak's Pride.
Clear as mud, thank you. Race 2, Rebel Call's the favourite here. Was a massive run first up. Just looking at your price there. It was a massive run first up. Wide no cover. The Caracatta was even bigger, 3 and 4 wide no cover. Should be winning this race. Drawn 1, 56.5. The one I really did like from the trials was Shining Knight. This could be a very nice horse, but I don't think Sunday will be the day for it.
Possibly. Trialled very well. Half to Intimidator, well bred from the Peters camp. Pike sat on, stuck 2 after 3 trials. Hard to price the horse based on that. I give it a racing 2 on form. That's Rebel Call, El Machino. After doing all the form, these are head and shoulders above the others in the race, except for the unraced horse, of course. And I've got El Machino actually on top of Rebel Call. But it would surprise me to see anything outside of those 2 win, including Shining Knight, because it's meant these 2 horses first up. But you've got to keep it safe, given it's well-bred, very good trial form, and the camp it's in.
And I think the market's probably not far off being right there. Rebel Call 230, El Machino 4, Shining Knight 5.
Yeah, good pace here too, and Jacobot won't get someone in front, so there'll be pressure up front. Rebel Call, El Machino should both camp. That will suit them.
Yes. So we agree there?
We agree it's a race in those 2. I've got El Machino slightly on top of here, Rebel Call. But,
and I've got it the other way around.
I can see why you can have it the other way around.
Yep. Race 3.
Race 3
is a 1474 plus. I like one here. Ranger comes out of all the big races over the autumn or summer last year.
It's a very warm autumn, isn't it? December, January.
Yes, and I think that the trials were both excellent. He did posse up in both trials, and I think he'll posse up here. Voracious, I don't like any of the form around that last year. The horses that were beating it, and it was beating it, have gone no good since, such as, the main one that comes to mind is Black Felix. Didn't like the form around it at all. Wild Charger's just going exceptionally well. It only just won last start, but Fishy sat up. I think it was a bit of a soft win. It's the main danger for me. Sunny Biscay showed a little bit of form last start, can lead here. He's the only one that can lead here, and is the danger to upset them all. But I think Ranger's a good bet.
Okay. Fair call. Ranger for me, very nice horse. I think it's better suited over this trip than a staying trip. Has a very good sprint on it. It does concern me the way it lays in and laid the last campaign and the apprentice on first up. It did win very impressively last campaign first up and was very hard to beat. However, with the lack of pace in the race, I just think that it's too short. I can't believe I've got my Fatello favourite in this race, but this horse impressed me last campaign. I know it was against weaker company, but the way it came out and won, it did things horses can't do.
It was awesome last campaign. The reason I marked it down is because these horses can have a purple patch in their campaigns, and quite often they come back and they're not the same horse. This is one that just came from the clouds last campaign. Ran some massive races, rounding the field up, and I just prefer to see its come back before I make it favourite in a race like this.
And if you had asked me 12 months ago if I'd have my Fatello favourite ahead of Range in a race, you could have slapped me several times. So, Sunny Biscay, I think it's hard to see anything else leading. I think the horse actually has been racing okay from behind, but Donga here should go to the front. If he dictates terms, he sprints away, he could win this as well. Wild Charger's a chance. They're the main four for me, but I couldn't have iteration 2 Ranger Wild Charger. I'd be going a bit wider.
Well, the big lay here is Voracious.
Voracious,
6.5.
I agree with you. Don't like Voracious at all. First up 14 in this company. Don't like it. And a bit of a one batter, and being a one batter won't be suited in this race anyway, I don't think.
And I think Ranger's probably about the right price now, 320. They bet a bit of 360 early, which was decent value. Wasn't me that got it.
Make a change. Fusicao, very well bred. In fact, this is a horse that I actually bid on in the sales several years ago with Brett Pope. And we missed out on it, so there you go.
Its form in Sydney's been pretty average, but rain-affected track, so maybe they're looking for the better going over here.
East-Go Waterhouse, so what does that mean?
It could be clapped out.
Okay.
So
Race 4. You certainly talk more than Nathan does, a bit concerning.
Race 4 is a 1,000 metre dash. Barrackey will be all the rage. I simply can't believe the price here. $1.28 in this field is absolute madness. We'll be getting stuck in. Having said that, I think it'll win. Sounds a bit mad, but $1.28, $1.30, even up to even money is too short in this race. You've got a ton of speed in it. The Entourage, On the Carpet, Dante's Diamond, Gotham City, Danny Miller will go mad with Centrum. So Barrackey will definitely come across and try and sit outside the speed, so there's recipe for disaster here.
Concur wholeheartedly. This horse started at the same price in that 5-horse or 6-horse field that was scratched out of last start. This is a bigger field and probably a stronger field, and shouldn't be this short. I have a favourite as well. I haven't got it odds on. I think it will win, but like you said, we'll be getting stuck into the shorts. I like Absolute Pleasure here first up. Give it a real good chance of an upset if it settles okay, off a good pace. Also, Donna's Diamond, Donna back on, back to 1,000 camping. I'll give this a chance as well. And Frankie, your horse, the Entourage, I'll give a chance as well. They're the three that I think, if anything could upset, they're the three that could do so.
Concur, the Entourage, Dante's Diamond, couldn't have Absolute Pleasure.
Really?
Although I think it'll be suited pace on 1,000 metres, but not up to these. That 6-horse race that won at Ascot was pretty ordinary.
Yeah, but Rock moves quite easily, so did Barrackey.
Rock moves, excellent form line.
Yeah. 4th, Nice Alert, Face the Breeze. ran 1985. I'll give it a chance first though. We'll see how we go.
Favourite too short.
They bet $16. Favourite's too short, we'll get stuck in.
And they've bet $26 the entourage too, and we took a little bit of that. Thank you very much. And
that's about what we can get on too. Repost with the available opportunity. Do you want to mention the sponsor for the UTC2 while you're here?
Chances Gold Nail, not the previous sponsor. Yes, Tab Touch Moby has jumped on board with UTC2. Thank you very much, guys. Putting up $3,000 prize money. So get stuck in this week. Starts on Sunday. Put your tips in now.
Exactly. Don't forget to get tips in punters. You don't want to be left holding the baby with a favourite you don't like being your tip.
Race 5, 1200 metres, 68 plus. I found this one a little bit difficult actually. I think Rosie Rocket gets the front by default here. Happy Shanti can add a little bit of pressure, and maybe Marco Chu will go forward on Rockin' the Blues because he had a little bit of success doing that last time. I've noticed you haven't got a mark on your page, so you're not going to add much value here. But I came back to best feature, a horse I didn't think I would like. Last campaign, 2 starts, 2 wins. Its second win was excellent. It was impossible on the turn, and just gobbled them up. So I think it can posse up a little bit better. It's not drawn as wide as that day. It was drawn 13. Can posse up. William Pike gets in on the minimum. I think it'll win this race, and I believe they've bet up to $5.50.
Whoa! That is a good price.
Into $3.75 now, which is probably about the right price. Some are swallow, some hope. Had the race run to suit last start, the pace was on.
Good ride, wasn't it?
It was a good ride. It laboured early and got wound up late. I don't think a lack of pace here is going to help it as much. Gumnut Guru will be completely one pace by now. Back from the mile to 1200. Yep. Don't like it.
Freshened up though. 2 weeks off.
2 weeks off, freshened up. Don't like it. That's about it for me.
Classy Nugget ridden from behind last week and passed a couple. Looking at the race without doing the form as yet, you'd have to have best feature on top. There's no way you couldn't have it on top based on its form. Summer Swallow will need to be we'll find it hard to get the same run they got last start and the race run to suit. So a bit of pace in the race. You got Rosie Rocket, Happy Shanti, Classy Nugget, Rockin' the Blues maybe. So enough pace to make it set up for best picture, which looks to be harder to beat. And even at 3.75, you know, it might be worth a bit of a bet, but I haven't done the form as yet. Army Miss has improved its recent 2 starts and has ability drawn 1.
Much better last start.
Not impossible.
Race 6, shall we move on? This is the big one, the Birthday Stakes. I'm glad that Waratah's Secret and Shock Value are in this race, because outside of that it's very ordinary.
Yeah, I mean, Black George winning the Hannons, you wouldn't have thought that Black George would have been winning a Hannons, but it wasn't the strongest Hannons in the world, given our old fellow ran 2nd. Intimidator ran 3rd. Intimidator was unplaced at its 4 previous starts. So yeah, not a strong Hannons. And the race has run to suit those horses such as Black George. Waratah's Secret, since it's had a little setback when it lost Ike last start, didn't trial that well, I don't think. It led.
It wasn't asked to do that much. It was beaten a neck or something like that, but you'd be expecting Waratah's Secret to run away from them, even in the trial. I think.
I mean, its first 2 campaigns wasn't asked to do much and sort of won on its own steam easily. So that's a bit of a concern for me. Harvey could have taken a state of proceedings to ride this, but has chosen to take his suspension, is that correct?
Correct.
So Whiting's on. I don't know if it's a Jason Whiting horse either.
You know, I disagree with that. I think it is a Jay Whiting horse. He's always been a horse that's over-raced a little bit. Fishy's very good at settling him. This could just lob in front, settle beautifully and blow them away in its best form. Okay. I think that even money's too short. Shock Value's the obvious danger. Has won this race before, won it last year I think. And the Smoky is Zaravid, based only on its trial form. It's got a good 2nd up record. First up record's horrible, and it went horrible first up.
Yeah, it's strange that it raced first up and failed, then came back and trialled after that. Did trial very well. Small field suits and the pace should suit, so it has to be a chance. I bet as much as $41, I believe, with some of the corporates pre-post.
Did they really?
Mm.
How much of that did you get?
I didn't, but a fellow satchel swinger has availed himself.
Oh, really?
Of that, apparently, yes.
Very good.
Tranquility, very good trial. Both trials, very, very good. It has to be a chance. Fresh last time, I believe.
Yes, I don't like it in this race. Little bit short at 5.50. Vizard's the one that can knock out. He's shown a bit of his old form last two. 3 and 4 wide throughout.
He kept coming.
Kept coming. As long as he gets a little bit of cover here, he can play a part in the finish. But I think Waratah's Secret, on his best form, wins this easily.
Yes, I'll be laying him.
We'll be laying him at even money for sure.
Because I'm not convinced, based on the trial, that he's back. But Specker, horrible first up, couldn't get a dooner out of it. No one want to be on it, and it was a horrible run. So keep an eye on it, I suppose. Race 7.
Race 7, another staying race, 2,000 metres.
One of Matt's favourite events in this come party.
I'm about halfway through this race, actually. There's not a hell of a lot of pace. I think Ascot Taxi will go forward. Get the Net's got blinkers on, so it'll probably end up the front as well. Didn't really want to be in front last start without blinkers on, so it'll probably go there with blinkers on. Mr. Moet was a massive run first up. It was on the day that it pissed down.
Oh yes.
It was the race after. It sat 4 wide and just kept coming. Top run. And I go back to the 13th of April run. It beat a weak field, but it beat them very well over the staying trip. I think it's the one to beat for sure. Pace could be the big concern here.
Having said that, I haven't done this race, but come party, is that favourite? That has to be a risk in this race. Oh, second favourite, Mr. Moet's favourite. Mr. Moet's favourite. Come party has to be a risk. This horse has a tendency to over race as well.
I think it's a good miler.
And get back.
Yeah, I don't think it's a stayer.
Last start we went mad in that race, which I think your mum flew home as well in. Up in distance, down in speed is a big risk for mine, looking at the race.
The one we haven't talked about is over the page, Classy Clan Danny Miller.
Yes.
Now, in the last couple of weeks, he's ridden a couple of races where he has cleared out from them, which is the Danny Miller of old, really. That is some way that this horse could play a part in
Possibly. I think he had his chance though last week and he ended up missing a place after being a couple in front of the 200 metre mark. So always a chance if circumstances prevail. But I wouldn't be feeding too many of these, to be honest. But I'll be risking come party at the price. Mr. Moet, drawn 12, second up, 2,000. May be in the same category, but then again it's hard to find.
There's not much outside of it. Haste can stay, bit of a suck horse for mine. Never tends to get past the post.
And like you said, getting the net blinkers on does race a bit keen without blinkers, so maybe over racing. It might be the sort of race you throw them all in and hope for the best.
It's not one I'd be wanting to risk them for too much.
Well, it's very lucky because you haven't got too much anyway.
Correct.
The last.
It looks like, I haven't done the form in this race, it looks like a raffle to me. 1,000 metres, 62 to 74. I watched Recode's run from Kalgoorlie. It got back on the fence. Yeah, it got a mile back. It finished off really well. I think 1,000 metres is its go. Harvey must be off. Do we know who's on that?
No, I don't.
That makes a big difference because he rides it like a gem, this horse.
And the horse Get King is very keen. Having said that, I don't think he'll get keen in this race because there's a lot of pace. Looking at the race, this is a good race to him. I know he's carrying a good weight, but a lot of pace, getting the right run, not over racing with a ping, is very hard to beat.
Very hard to beat.
But he's $5, not all day at $5. Lee Roney, Eliza Finger, favourite. I'm sorry I can't have that. Had its chance last week.
And they'll be cutting throats in front here. Break C.
Donny one time.
Even Com C.
Yeah. Celebration Girl even, you know. So I've got here one word swoopers. So it'll be horses like the Beacon Noir, Loves 1,000, Al Moscato, Recode, ultimate fighter goes well fresh, not impossible.
Yep.
And it's even soul save at races sort of handy rather than races in the first couple can configure. So I'll be going a bit wider. Than
it's a wide open market. You've got Recode on top $5 and upwards from there. So I think that market's correct at the end of the day.
Quite possibly, Matt. It's been wonderful having your influence too for this preview.
And how's your beer going?
It's not going too bad, thank you. Thanks to James Squire again for that complimentary ale. It was a wonderful, wonderful gesture.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, punters.